So I was going to take a clinic at the tennis club of the Low Country over at Rose Hill, and just chatting a little bit before we went on the court, and then we got on the court and started warming up, and I felt fine, no problems at all, and we were only 5 or 10 minutes into it. We were still at the service line, hadn't even backed up to the baseline, and I just was stepping to hit a ball, and I felt like I was falling. And that's the last thing I remember until I woke up in the ambulance on the way to the hospital.
We were just playing tennis, a group of us playing tennis at a TLC, and we had finished and actually walked past Darla and her friend. They were coming on to court 3, we were leaving, and everybody else was getting ready to go, but for some reason we decided to sit around a little bit and talk, and we're sitting. I was actually standing with my back to court 3. I was talking to Bill, and luckily his wife Dana Marsh, she was looking at the court, and she saw Darla go down, and we turned around and
well, I think it's kind of an interesting story in that, you know, you've gone over what actually happened, but the background is also interesting. My wife, who was a base commander and deployed to Afghanistan, decided we should take CPR, so we did, and I believe it was from you at Colleton Point last year. So we were sitting there, and we were there because she wanted me to hit some overheads for her because she was unhappy with her play. Otherwise, we would have left. And so we had finished doing that, and we're sitting, and all of a sudden she takes off like a rocket because Darla is face down on the court.
we've had people go down on the court for, you know, you trip, fall, I've fallen on the court. So I ran over and said, what do you need? And Dana said, call 911.
So Dana's down doing CPR, Gavin's clearing her mouth, telling her to stay with us. So I'm singing Staying Alive off key, and off we go.
Gavin was there with Darla at her head, and Dana was doing CPR. And I stood there and watched, and when I thought she was getting tired, I said, you want me to take over? And she said, yes. So I did, started doing CPR, and I was thinking, you know, I hadn't had CPR class in a long, long time, and just had heard on the radio about hands-only CPR and the song Staying Alive, and that's what went through my head the whole time. Bill Dana's husband, was talking to us, helping us stay in the rhythm, and we just, we got the defibrillator out there, but we heard the sirens, and Gavin said, let's just keep going, just keep going. And I thought to myself, I'm not going to stop until I'm not going to stop.
The girls kept going, and he was saying that they should have cracked their ribs, but they were really doing it quite well. You know, they had their hands stretched out in the correct position. So Darla was not doing well at all, because I said, I've never seen this when you can just see somebody look not real good. But then she came back and started to make noise, and then the EMTs arrived.
And then all of a sudden we had, I think, 4 or 6 first responders came, and then eventually there were 10 who came and took over for us and saved Darla.
So when I woke up, I just remember seeing out the window that we'd crossed the bridge over onto Hilton Head Island, and somebody next to me was asking me all these questions. What's your name? How old are you? What is your date of birth? What day is today? And I was completely coherent, answered everything fine, and nobody was touching me or messing with me, and I thought I had just, you know, fallen down on the court, had passed out or something. And my knees hurt really bad, and I said, has anybody checked my knees, because they're killing me? And then I heard somebody kind of on the other side of the ambulance say something about cardiac arrest, but I knew that wasn't me, because there I was sitting there talking to these people. So, and then we got to the hospital, and I went to the ER.
Darla has a friend, Robin Bloom, who went and got her husband. He didn't answer the phone because he didn't recognize the phone number, so she had to go to the house to get him so he could go over to the hospital. I believe it was the next day that Gavin had found out through Robin that she had made it.
Darla was very good at letting us know that, we got information, I think, fairly quickly that she was going to have the surgery and that she was doing okay. So she's been very good at, and we didn't know each other, so it's amazing that now we have a new friendship. So
beyond grateful that they were brave enough to step up when asked, and to not give up, and just to keep doing it until first responders arrived. It made all the difference. I mean, I don't think I would be here if I hadn't have been in that place and these people hadn't have been there. They are my friends for life, and they're my angels, and I'm so grateful.
It's just one of those things. I'm very grateful that we were there and we could help. You feel sort of God put us in the right place for a reason. So hold on a second. And it was kind of interesting that some people couldn't help and actually expressed that they couldn't have done it. So it's a good feeling to know that however it happens, that you can help somebody, and not to be afraid that you're going to do it wrong, not to be afraid that just do it, just try.
We decided that since people were standing around, some people said, I wish I'd known. So my wife set up classes with the Bluffton Fire Department, 2 classes, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, that Joe ran. So I think people got a lot from that.
So I encourage everyone to take the class. It's fun, actually, and it's wonderful to know. It's wonderful to know that you can do it. You can help somebody.